Welcome to Yury Experience, and today I want to talk to you why I think that control is fake self-assurance. Today's video will be more from my experience and not really based off statistics, so if you have any statistics to support or disprove some points of my opinion, comments are as always open. Write something in there or disagree with me just in order to disagree, if you want to, although it doesn't make sense. But you can. Today I want to talk with you about control. We all like to have control over our life, over different parts of our life, over sometimes different people in our life. In my personal opinion, it brings us some self-assurance, some safety, this feeling we know what will happen because we are in control. But are we really? In my opinion, a lot of this feeling of self-assurance that comes from control is fake. It's completely fake and it's based on nothing. It's like a sandcastle or cloud castle. We try to chase it, but it is impossible to create any safe form of it, out of it. So anything dependable based off it. I hope you understand what I mean, but let's start discussing it. Obviously, before we start, I have to tell you that this is Yury Experience and I'm Yury. Here I share my various experiences about different topics. I do 2 videos per week, Mondays and Thursdays. If you will enjoy this video, please drop a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. Let's go. I will give you 2 complete and 2 half examples, so smaller examples, about different fields of our life where we try to get control over our life, and in my personal opinion we fail, or at least in my personal experience we fail and we struggle afterwards. Afterwards we think, what did we do wrong? How can we do it better? Maybe there are ways to do it better. And we start with family. And big part of family relationships, depending obviously on what family we are talking about, are based on control. For example, parent-children relationship. We have more or less critical form, a radical form of it. For example, helicopter parents that are always around their small children and always like, where is my child? Where's my child? I need to know where it is right now. I need to know everything, which sometimes become like really controlling parents when they grow older or when the children grow older. So for example, my 18-year-old child, I need to know where my 18-year-old child is. It doesn't matter that the child lives in a different city, goes to university or college or whatnot. I need to know where in this exact moment my child is. Obviously it is a more radical case, but we can go from there to more conservative parents, to more like okay parents, to more liberal parents, to another extreme form, do whatever you want, wherever you want. And we can debate what is better. Is it better to completely let your child loose and let the child do whatever the child wants? Or is it better to be fully always over the head of the child, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? However, based on my experience and on my knowledge, on most of occasions, if a child has way too much this control over the child, then when the child gets older, the child isn't independent. The child always depends on the opinion of parents, always tries to find the way how to not carry the responsibility, but just provide the responsibility for the parents. And also a lot of them have some different psychological issues, sometimes minor, sometimes not minor. Like a lot of people my age and younger are claiming that their conservative parents or their strict parents are at fault for their psychological problems or different kinds of mental problems, mental issues. And a lot of psychologists say it is kinda true. Obviously not all strict parents are bad parents and not all not strict parents are good parents, but based on my knowledge, experience and, to be honest, feeling, the stricter are your parents, the highest probability that you will not be able to deal with life alone, like to carry responsibility, doing stuff without independently, thinking for yourself. That's what I think comes from this idea of I need to know where you are at every moment. Then I don't need to think where I am at every moment. kind of like that. Another example from the same field is relationship between partners, and it is husband and wife, or whatever, one partner and another partner. And the point is, sometimes one partner is really controlling towards the another partner, sometimes even both of them. But my point is, sometimes one partner tries to know like pretty much everything about the another partner, needs to have a code from the phone, needs to know the location of their partner at each given moment, needs to know complete time plan and at which time second that person is there or there. And based on my knowledge and experience, on a lot of occasions, these people actually have trust issues. And maybe they were hurt before, which also happens, and it is not a good thing, but it is also not a reason to throw your luggage, your baggage, your like bad thoughts about that person can do something independently, something out of my control, something out of my expectations. It is not the reason to throw that at that person. Like, your expectations, your thoughts, your willing to control shall not hurt other person. Obviously, you can have conversation. Obviously, you can ask that person to do that. But technically, based on my understanding from psychological standpoint, the other person shall suggest it. It shall not be in terms of I try to press you, I try to apply pressure onto you so you do that for me, but more that I do it for you. Without any pressure, without like at all. And except for that, this control actually doesn't bring a lot, because if you think about it, it is not that difficult to lie. If you know how to lie, it is not that difficult to lie. You can lie to each and every person with each and every form. You can have 2 phones, you can have different cards, different finances, I don't know. You can like literally create some idea or create some wrong plan for the person and have independent calendar with all your dates that you wrote down. Yes, it is not the bad thing to do, to lie to your partner, but my point here is your feeling of control doesn't actually provide you control. It is, at the end of the day, it's still trust what you shall try to create between both of you, because that person kinda gave you control, but that person can take control back at every given second. Or actually that person can create fake control and you will fall for it. And then you will be hurt again. So I think you need to work more on trust issues and less on I need to control that person. The second big field will be work, will be your job location, where you are working. And there we have a huge comparison between micromanagement and delegation. Are you trying to look at every small point that a person that works under you or on the same level as you, are you looking at each and every letter, or you delegate your tasks and you trust the person to do the tasks? Yes, sometimes, or not sometimes, but pretty often you still need to look over it. But the question is, how much will you control it? How much will you try to control it? Will you monitor each movement and how long is a coffee break, how long is a smoking break? Or will you, for example, look at the results and look whether the person that provides results, whether that person provide them? Are the results good? Are the results not enough? Are the results better than you expected? Do you really need to look each and every second on that person, on that person's table, and do you work? And now? And now? Most opinions that I heard about this one is delegate work. Trust people. People kinda want to work for you. They want to earn money as long as you treat them right. So basically, you don't need to have full control about each and small thing. And basically, on a lot of occasions, the bigger is the company, the lower is the probability that you actually have control. Small things are really, really small. They're also difficult to see. And if you have people who work extra with small things, they know what to look at, and you don't. So trust people that look on the small things, so they do that, and you look on middle things, and there are some maybe other people who look at big things. That will make every person's life way easier. The third example, the half example, is social media and internet. And here I understood, or in my opinion, people try to control how other people perceive them, and people who are controlled or not controlled are trying to control how the person who created content perceives the content. What do I mean by that? First part, control how people perceive you, and I think it is pretty clear, this whole idea of we will create a better picture of you and not a real picture of you with different filters and whatnot, and we will make you look really smart, or we will make you look really sexy, or make you look fake, or what not. This is the whole idea which internet sometimes provides, this whole ideal person, and that's what I want you to think about me. And what we add here, and that is actually where a really big part of control comes into play, if somebody comments on your creation, whatnot, like photos, videos and whatnot, if somebody comments on them, that person shall not disagree with you, shall not see with you eye to eye. That person shall perceive you as you want to be perceived. A good example for that will be sexualization of women, and it is a bad thing, depends on situation, but yeah, overall it is rather a bad thing than not a bad thing. And smart women, or women of science, for example, who post different stuff and who also happen to be attractive, sometimes get comments because of their attractiveness, and they are not always happy about them because they want to be perceived smart, they want to be perceived educated. But some people perceive them only as attractive person, or as an attractive person first and as a smart person second. And it is not what they want to be, or that's not how they want to be perceived. Another part of this example is people who try to control how I perceive my creations, or people try to control how you perceive your creations. So these are people who write, you are not that attractive as you think, for example, or you are not as smart as you think, or you are smart. Actually, controlling goes both ways, in a bad direction and in a good direction. So they try to make you look worse than you are, or they try to make you look better than you are. The worth part is basically saying that you are like worse than you are, and that brings you normally in a bad mood because you thought, I tried to do my best to create this whole persona that looks good, and they still don't get it. I'm not perceived as I want to be. And another part, a good part, puts you on the pedestal, puts you on this high position where you're like, ooh, they actually think that I'm cool, which is like, yeah, I achieved something. And independently of what control we are talking about here, you can participate in this control game, or you can try to avoid to participate in this control game. That's basically why I, for example, made some videos about not putting a person, or for example me too, on the pedestal. Like, in my personal opinion, there are not so many people who deserve to be on the pedestal, if at all. So don't put people on the pedestal. That's also a part of this control game. What is fake in control game here? What is fake self-assurance that comes here? Your feeling of being good or your feeling of being bad, it's actually fake, because a lot of stuff on the internet is not a real response. And also, what we also have on a lot of occasions is only people who follow you also comment on your stuff. The people who don't follow you don't comment on your stuff, so you have really one-sided opinions. So a lot of stuff, a lot of your control over how internet perceives you and how you think, and how other people want you to think that they perceive you, a lot of that is fake. A lot of that is something that actually out of your reach, but you feel as if it is like that, and it makes you feel safer. This all brings me to the fourth field of life, and here I will talk about control of your own life. And in my personal opinion, It is like the worst thing for me personally, because I am a person who tries to control my own life at a really high scale, and I understand that it is a wrong thing, but I still try to do it. And B, it is something that is the most exhausting in my personal opinion from all of other things that I told about today, because it involves all the other things that I discussed today and many more. You want to be in control of your relationships with different people, parents, friends, some people which you just met on the street, or some people with whom you go together to fitness studio. You want to control how you work and where you work and what salary you have. You want to control what job application, so what job tasks do you get. You want to control how you are perceived on social media. You want to control everything, because you think when you control everything, then nothing unexpected can happen. But it's wrong. It doesn't matter, and I've thought about it a lot, actually too much for a person who is at fault of trying to control everything. It doesn't matter how much you try to control everything, there is no 100%, at least in my opinion, and you will not be able to control everything. Always there is a probability that something happens not according to your expectations, not according to your control. You do your best to reduce this probability, but this probability is also actually out of your reach, because life and world is more than just you. It is also more than just me. It is complex stuff. You can try to control everything in your life, but it is exhausting. You need to think about your each and every movement, like my finger moved a little bit too far and then a butterfly effect and now the world will go to fire. Yeah, it is self-assurance, and it is sometimes something I think that keeps some people sane, but on the other hand, it is fake. We have only so much control over our lives, and we have way less control over other people's life, and we have way less control over how other people influence our lives. So be careful with what you believe in, I assume. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please write in the comments if you have a different opinion about control, or about same opinion or same experiences. Yeah, just write something. It will be good for YouTube algorithm. Except for that, if you enjoyed the video, you can press the like button. You can also subscribe to the channel, and I see you on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. Have a great week.